stepping down from there as the official governor of Anambra State. It's about going there to take the all important comments. Then we go family, children, wife, the first family of Anambra State from now henceforth.
Oath of allegiance. I, your name, Charles Chukuma Soludo, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance. That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will preserve. And that I will preserve. Protect. And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. So help me God.
That is it.
Oath of office. I, Charles Chukuma Soludo, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance. That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that as the governor of Anambra State. And that I will be governor of Anambra State. As the governor of Anambra State. I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability. I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability. Faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the law. And the law. And always in the interest of the sovereignty. And always in the interest of the sovereignty. Solidarity. Well-being and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Well-being and solidarity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives. And I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives. And the directive principles of state policy. And the directive principles of state policy. Contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will exercise the authority vested in me as governor. That I will exercise the authority vested in me as the governor. So as not to impede. Or prejudice. The authority lawfully vested in the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The authority lawfully vested in the President of the Federal Republic. And so as not to endanger the continuance of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And so as not to endanger the continuance of the Federal Republic. That I will not allow my personal interest. To influence my official conduct. Or my official decisions. That I will to the best of my ability. And that I will to the best of my ability. Preserve. Protect. And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic. That I will abide by the Code of Conduct. As contained in the fifth schedule. To the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That in all circumstances. I will do right to all manner of people. According to law. Without fear or favor. Affection or ill will. That I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as governor of Anambra State. Except as may be required for the due discharge of my duty. As governor. And that I will devote myself to the service. And well-being of the people of Nigeria. So help me God. So help me God.
He's gone.
Today is my first day at work. I just reported for duty 8:55 to be precise, and we'll work for at least 8 hours today. And that's why I'm just eager to get this over with so we can go in and start work. We had more than a month since the election to celebrate our historic victory. Now is the time to work, and there is no minute or kobo to waste in fanfare. In a few minutes, I will announce some of the principal officers of my administration and commence with serious meetings of the Anambra Security Council, followed by a meeting with the permanent secretaries, a meeting on Okpoko, and with my strategy execution and evaluation team. Within the next 1 week, the list of commissioners will be laid before the House of Assembly. Tomorrow, we will head to Okpoko, in Obaru local government area, and parts of Onitsha and Indemili, as we signpost our commitment to fundamental urban regeneration, beginning with the greater Onitsha metropolis. As I stand here, ladies and gentlemen, I feel the weight of history. I stand on the foundation laid especially by our elected predecessors, Honorable Right Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, GCFR, Dr. Michael Okpara, Chief Jinwo Obodo, Chief Christian Ono, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, Dr. Chinwoke Mbadinuju, Chris Ngige, Mr. Peter Obi, and yes, our own Chief Sir Willie Obiano. You all did your best and well for our people, and I salute you all. As I wear the Afghan muffler on my neck, I feel the weight of Africa's historic progressives, like the great Zik of Africa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo GCFR, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, Dr. Emaya Okpara, Malam Aminu Kano, Chief Joseph Taka, Malam Balarabe Musa, Kwame Nkrumah, etc. Not to talk of millions of the living African progressives who still dream of Renaissance Africa. We will never let them down. The All Progressive Grand Alliance, our party, initially set up to be registered as United Progressive Grand Alliance UPGA, is a nostalgic rebirth of the Grand Alliance of Progressives in the First Republic, comprising Azikiwe's NCNC, Awolowo's Action Group, Joseph Taka's United Middle Belt Congress, Aminu Kano's NEPU, etc. As the first true progressive party in Nigeria since 1999, at least it is the first to be registered as a progressive party. Our ideology is a combination of Zik's neo-welfarism, Awolowo's scientific socialism, and Aminu Kano's democratic humanism to form what we see as the Pan-African market progressivism. It is a Pan-Africanist ideology that integrates the social democratic values with the principles of competitive markets. Anambra under our watch will mirror this ideology, and we believe that this should be Nigeria's compass to the future. We will seek active collaboration and cooperation with the federal government, our neighboring and other states, as well as the international community, to provide our state truly people-centered governance. We will consolidate the progress made by under our predecessors to continue Anambra's upward trajectory. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I stand up for the millions of Ndi Anambra for whom this mandate means everything. The hopes and expectations rise up to the heavens. Understandably, all of us wish that I could perform miracles by waving my hands and our problems will be solved. I hear you, I feel your pulse. For your sake, I keep awake at night, sometimes having palpitations about not letting you down. Well, since God is a miracle worker, I will look out to him in prayer and faith as we start the work ahead of us. I see and feel all the humongous challenges. I know the lean financial base of our state. I know the limitations imposed upon a sub-national state, such as Anambra, by the peculiar structure of our federation. But ladies and gentlemen, here is my promise. I will give it my all. I will work hard, very hard every day with you to make Anambra proud. Every kobo of your tax money will be deployed to provide you maximum value. You see? People ask me why we are not celebrating today as it has become customary. My response is that we all, party members, supporters, family and friends, celebrated in thanksgiving and prayers after you decided to employ me last November 6 and 9. But today, my first day at work, is not a day for celebration. First, there is no venue that can contain the tens of thousands of Anambra and friends all over the world who would wish to join us on this historic occasion. Second, the state cannot afford any such expensive ceremonies. Third, and as a matter of personal philosophy and as a true progressive, I do not subscribe to using the paltry tax collected from the women selling pepper on the roadside or the Okada or Keke drivers on a fleeting funfair or banquet. I insisted that this event must not cost the government of Anambra 1 kobo, and it has not. Even the little refreshment that we'll have here, the canopies as well, they are all paid personally. It will not cost Anambra 1 kobo to do this. I would rather use such resources, if it's available, to lay the foundation stone for a public hospital at Oboko or elsewhere, or empower our security agencies to fight criminality. Today, I come with a sober heart, conscious of the enormity of responsibilities on our shoulders and the challenges ahead. Yes, there will be time to celebrate. We will celebrate when security of life and property is guaranteed and law and order is restored. When every child of schooling age is in school, when every school child is receiving the 21st century education for the digital age. We will celebrate when everyone, especially children and women, can access quality health care, where the cost of doing business is down to near zero. Our roads are tarred and we have an efficient transportation system with no one having to wait in traffic for more than a few minutes. Until we have access to 24-hour electricity and our streets are clean and green, our cities, communities and markets are planned and clean, the many millions of Chalimwamba and the vulnerable persons are lifted up to realize their God-given potential. And all our pensioners receive their gratuities and workers are paid their leave allowances and contractors paid, we will not celebrate. Until our youths get jobs and business opportunities, until the youth in Oboko Zone 9 become global serial entrepreneurs, we will not celebrate. Poverty, until poverty is near zero and income levels rising. Yes, I will not celebrate, and certainly not with the taxpayers' money. Anambra, I come to this job prepared to serve you. For 12 years since 2009, when I first indicated interest to serve you, I persevered through the turbulent politics, and here we are today. Once again, I present to you the Soludo solution, our contract with the people, which we intend to vigorously implement, subject to resource availability. Our contract with Anambra people derived from 3 seminal documents: the Anambra Vision 2070, a 50-year development plan, which I chaired the drafting. Be it the Soludo solution, a people's manifesto for a greater Anambra, and the third is the Transition Committee's combined report, which built on the first 2 documents. In sum, ladies and gentlemen on the Bank, this is an agenda for an itinerant tribe in search of a livable and prosperous homeland. Driven by the philosophy of one Anambra, one people, one agenda, our goal is to build Anambra into a livable and prosperous smart mega city. Yes, we are starting, as I said, tomorrow at Oboko. Somebody asked me from the south, that the outgoing governor is from the north, and is just handing over to someone from the south, and you're also beginning your first job from the north. And I said, my response was, I believe in one Anambra, one people, one agenda. And our agenda, that one goal, is to build Anambra into a livable and prosperous smart megacity. We aim to transit beyond petroleum to the digital world of the 4th Industrial Revolution and envision Anambra as an industrial, technology and leisure entertainment hub of West Africa. Our detailed plan rests on 5 key pillars. The first is law and order, and that is homeland peace and security. The second, economic transformation as Nigeria's next axis of industrial, tech and leisure. And third is competitive and progressive social agenda to deal with education, health, youth, women, and vulnerable groups, and then governance, rule of law, and the rebirth of our value system. And finally, to aggressively tackling our existential threat posed by the environment, and that's towards moving towards a clean, green, planned, and sustainable cities, communities, and markets. For me, ladies and gentlemen, this agenda is also personal. I am here to join you in building a society where I will be proud to live in after leaving office. What we propose is what we collectively build, is that we collectively build a new social and economic order that guarantees and defends economic freedom and reward of private enterprise to secure our future, that any child born in Anambra will have little incentive to rush elsewhere in search of opportunities, and anyone persecuted anywhere in the world can return to a happy and prosperous homeland. That is our mission. Such a new order will of necessity entail a massive disruptive change and creative destruction, with short-term pains but guaranteed long-term benefits. As a humane and progressive government, we shall strive to deliver the difficult change with a human face. As we transit into a non-oil economy, our strategy is a small open economy framework embedded in the 21st century imperative of everything technology. We seek to bring the world to Anambra and take Anambra to the world, especially in the context of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Our Made in Anambra and Anambra Standards agenda underpin this strategy. If you can produce it in Anambra, I will be your Chief Marketing Officer, provided that your standards meet the Anambra standard, which is excellence. The Anambra government will only patronize Made in Anambra products and services unless such goods or services are not currently made in Anambra, then made in Nigeria, Africa, and in that sequence. When you see me in innocent vehicles or in my acquainted dress with a pair of shoes made in Obunike and Nkweli Zunaka, that's my shoe from there, and Onisha, we are making a statement. And if you look there, you will see, as I promised, that the vehicle I will drive will be innocent as Governor of Anambra. And they are ready. That's it back there. Today, the light refreshment to be served after this brief event is abacha from Umunze, Okwa from Isofia, Anambra rice with Ofaku, Nkwenu from Obu, Ngwo from Awa and Oba, and malt and bottled water from Onisha. As part of our Made in Anambra cultural renaissance and healthy living agenda, when you come to the Governor's Lodge or attend any state government function, be sure to be served only Made in Anambra. We want to go back to where M.I. Obara stopped with the palm revolution and plant millions of palm trees. In some years, we will seek not only to export palm produce, but also fresh palm wine from Anambra State. We will seek active collaboration with the federal government, not only to export manufactured and agricultural products, but also services, especially tech, leisure, entertainment, and skills and talents, as we seek an educational system whose products are productive at home and also exportable abroad. Anambra's greatest resource is our human capital, and we shall grow and mine this resource to its maximum, leveraging on technology. We will soon inaugurate the Anambra Innovation and Technology Advisory Council to drive the emergence of a digital tribe and mainstreaming technology and innovation across all aspects of our lives. Also, our International Investment Council, our Global Friends of Anambra in Development, as well as the Council on the Ease of Doing Business. We will conduct local government elections. No doubt, the uniform local government system as the third federating unit is one of the contested features of our federalism. But we must make the best of a bad system by unleashing the potential of governance at the lower levels. Over the next 2 years, we shall review, amend the relevant legislations, reform and strengthen the system for efficiency, restructure and strengthen the Anambra's Independent Electoral Commission, and conduct local government elections. We will collaborate and coordinate actively with local governments to ensure synergy and complementarities. Let the revolution also get to the grassroots. We shall reinvigorate and mainstream the public-community-private partnership as a veritable framework for service delivery and development. We will develop pragmatic frameworks for private sector and communities to adopt schools, build roads through infrastructure, manage government assets, receive and manage development matching grants, participate in sanitation and securing law and order. There is a subtle but powerful revolution underway, or raising the bar on our age-old community development model. Yes, every community embarks on community development, and there are thousands of Ndi Anambra operating different private charities and philanthropies. But let me give you an example beyond the well-known Nnewi model about think home and act home. Some communities such as Nneni and Adaziane, just showing these two as examples, are showing new examples. At Nneni, an individual has started 18 kilometers of road, and together with others, now a total of 24 kilometers of road provided by private citizens of Nneni in Nneni. And they are now refurbishing and empowering public schools in their community. An individual in Adaziane has also done 13 kilometers and wants to surpass the Nneni record. The government will provide a framework to incentivize and unleash the momentum of this new phenomenon at the village and community levels. Our government is committed to promoting the expeditious dispensation of justice, especially the prompt resolution of commercial disputes. We shall collaborate with the Chief Judge and his colleagues to significantly improve the physical infrastructure and technological infrastructure of the courts, and hopefully also implement some structural reforms to fast-track the path to justice and make Anambra the #1 in the speedy dispensation of justice and ease of doing business. Ndeba in the Anambra, part of our future is in our past. We will mainstream our values of hard work, integrity, compassion, and sanctity of life. The fringe but destructive minority, which embodies the get-rich-quick by all means philosophy, cultism, drug addiction, bloodletting, criminality, kidnapping, etc., they do not represent us and cannot define us. As a new social order and everything technology, philosophy take life, many unproductive systems will give way. There will be new and better ways of managing our parks, managing our markets, different and better ways of collecting government revenue, managing waste, and general service delivery to citizens. The land registry will be digitized, and we shall leverage on technology to ensure a responsive and accountable public service, together with our initiative for an ID for every Anambra person wherever he or she may be, and a code of conduct for political appointees to mainstream servant leadership by example. We must, ladies and gentlemen, read Onitsha and all our roads and markets of revenue touts and make shopping in Anambra a pleasurable experience. Yes, today, I will sign an executive order to suspend all revenue contracts operating in the parks, markets, and roads until we put in place a new system within the next 4 weeks. Consequently, as from tomorrow, the 18th March 2022, if anyone asks you to pay him or her cash as revenue to the government in the parks, markets, and roads, such a person must be a thief. And market unions must also stop harassing the customers. We shall embark on massive training and social re-engineering to win our people off the old unproductive ways. As a humane government, we shall endeavor to offer alternative opportunities to the revenue touts. Over the next 2 years, many will complain that, quote, it is not the way we do it. But we can't repeat the same thing and expect a different result. During the coming months, we shall embark upon bold but difficult reforms and these reforms may be unpopular, especially among those benefiting from the existing order. For sure, the revenue and PAC mafia that are raking billions of government revenue into their private pockets won't be happy. But we commit to doing the right things, and we pray for your understanding, patience, and cooperation. By His grace, Ndebai, Anambra will win. But Anambra State is a subnational entity within the context of Nigeria's unitary federalism. The speed of our progress will depend in part upon the threats and opportunities inherent in such a system. The ongoing constitutional amendment at the National Assembly is welcome, albeit that some of the proposals merely tinker at the margins and are attempting to do more of the same. The subnational states need to be unleashed. For too long, Nigeria has tried a top-down strategy. Now is the time to try a bottom-up approach, and that's part of my motivation. While we debate how far and how fast the devolution and reconfigurations will go, the world is not waiting. As the world transits away from oil into cleaner energy sources and the world of fourth industrial revolution, Nigeria needs a fundamentally different rule book to survive and to compete. We will seek to optimize the limited headroom allowed by the current peculiar structure to give our people improved lifestyle. Omundamandi Anambra, besides the environment, a fundamental existential threat to our state and indeed Igbo land is that of peace building and law and order. We can't build this homeland by turning the sword against each other. Ndi Anambra love their homeland, but the recent upsurge in criminality poses a great threat. My heart bleeds to see and hear about our youth dying in senseless circumstances. Every criminal gang today, kidnappers, wicked murderers, arsonists, rapists, thieves, all now claim to be freedom fighters. Criminality cannot be sugar-coated. This must stop.
Exactly.
All the stakeholders must now review both the narrative and the action plan. For starters, I totally endorse the recent statement of March 7th this year by the joint body of Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers and Bishops and Archbishops on the peace and conflict resolution, requesting for a tripartite discussion between them, the presidency, and the Southeast governors to deal with the conflicts in the Southeast, especially in relation to Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB and the Eastern Security Network. There is no conflict that dialogue in good faith cannot resolve. Our government is determined to urgently restore peace and security in Anambra, and we will seek active collaboration and cooperation of all stakeholders. To the IPOB, ESN, and MASOB, as well as the disparate armed groups in the forest, it is time to interrogate both the purpose and the means of your campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, to the politicians playing politics with insecurity, you are riding a tiger. The current trajectory is a road to desolation. Let us get around the table and talk. Let the elite in the closet come out and let's debate our future and forge a consensus. The conspiracy of silence by the elite and some of the community leaders must end. If you see something, say something, or do something. Securing Igbo land and Nigeria must be our collective responsibility. Let those in the forest come out, surrender your guns, and let's work together to rehabilitate and empower you to contribute positively to peace and prosperity of our homeland.
That's so.
A significant part of our state economy is powered by artisans, keke drivers, vulcanizers, hairdressers, cat pushers, petty traders, bricklayers, women frying akara, and all those who depend on daily toil and sweat to feed their families. Every day there is a sit at home. These poor masses lose an estimated 19.6 billion in terms of lost income in Anambra State alone. Due to the protracted breakdown of law and order, businesses are relocating outside the Igbo land, and there is growing unemployment, and traders who used to come to shop in Onitsha Aba, etc. are going elsewhere. Who is losing? By forcing our children, the future of Igbo land, to stay at home instead of being in school, while even the critically sick people, including pregnant women, cannot go to hospital on the days you declare sit at home, we are harming our future. I hereby challenge any of the disparate groups that claim that it is not part of the senseless killings and kidnappings to step out and show leadership by joining hands with us to do something about it. If you love our homeland, there is no place for bloodshed. Our Lord Jesus Christ admonished us in Matthew 26, verse 52, quote, "Put your sword back in its sheath, for all who live by the sword will die by the sword." In the traditional religion, the land places a curse upon those who spill the blood of the innocent. For me, ladies and gentlemen on the line, this issue is very personal to me and a very emotional one. My mother Mwafo died during the Civil War. Her last born, Chukwuemeka, died the same during the war. My father bore a bullet inside of him for many years. My elder brother at 16 was in the boys' company, such that myself, the second, at 8, I became the man of the house with all the men and the war front. My uncles, cousins, etc. died during the war. This is 2022, and there are certainly far better ways to protest than shedding the blood of the innocent or resorting to criminality. This is why I call on all of us today to join hands with me to execute the real agenda, a livable and prosperous homeland of opportunities and jobs for our youth, while maximizing the benefits of a united Nigeria, Africa. With our Hanese's estimate that some 11.6 million Igbos live in the north, and over 7 million in Lagos state alone, and over 70% of our non-land assets scattered all over Nigeria and the world, we need Nigeria and Nigeria needs us. We need Africa and the world, and they also need us. Yes, we have had every genuine agitation for fairness, justice, equity, and equality in the Nigerian Federation. No, we refuse to turn our homeland into a crime scene and all manner of criminality. No group has ever succeeded in any struggle in history by turning the sword against themselves. I promise to work hard with other governors and leaders in the Southeast and others to take your agitations to the table of all Nigeria, and we hope to bargain for a win-win solution for all Nigeria. I will engage all parties to the breakdown of peace and order in Anambra from a point of determination to solve problems and resolve the disagreements with openness, integrity, equity, and justice. I will absolutely invest my political capital within the state, our Southeast and the presidency, federal government, and these establishments, and as a matter of topmost priority. With good faith and hard work by all parties, I am convinced that justice, peace, and order will return to Anambra State and the Southeast within the shortest possible time. Anambra, this agenda is premised upon your irrepressible and communal spirit. It is you, the people, that will make it happen. We all love our homeland to death, and we can turn it into whatever we will that it should be. A new servant leadership and a new homeland consciousness by the people will get us there, despite huge challenges. For example, to effectively implement our ambitious agenda, we need annual investment levels of about 25 to 30% of the state gross domestic product, GDP, and this will come to, in dollar terms, to like about 2.58 to 3.09 billion dollars. That's the level of investment you're required to make here to make the kind of dent we need. And at current levels, our public sector investment is less than $100 million. The gap seems daunting, but we are undaunted. The internally generated revenue of the state is barely 0.5% of the state GDP. And this presents enormous immense opportunity as well as a threat in the context of a rentier culture, where the social contrast and trust between the citizen and the government is broken, and the people do not believe that they can get value for their taxes. We are determined to change this. I pledge here once again, ladies and gentlemen, for us to devote every kobo of your tax money to work for you. This is your government. I'm only your employee. I commit to a transparent, accountable, judicious, and impactful use of your tax money. My litmus test for every expenditure will be to ask two questions. One, if this is my hard-earned money from work and profit, can I spend it this way? Two, is this the best way to spend the taxes and levy collected from the poor traders and Okada riders? If I cannot answer yes to both questions, then I will hesitate to deploy your money. On your part, Ndebai, we need a new chapter of active and responsive citizenship, imbued with civic responsibilities and participation. Pay your fair share of tax and sanitation and other levies and try us. I paid my 2021 tax to Anambra State, and if you care to know, at least I paid over 10 million. The keke drivers pay over 90,000 per annum. The women selling pepper and hawkers who pay 200 naira per day average over 50,000 per annum. What about you, the shop owner or trader, the lawyer, the doctor, the consultant, the journalist, the professionals, the business owner, the landlords, and so on? The question is, you want security, you want good transport network without traffic, good schools and hospitals, you want water, clean, green, and planned environment, etc. How much do you pay per month or per year? The Anambra also of Anambra must creatively pay their taxes in their primary residence, Anambra, with a new homeland consciousness, and the estimated over 10 million in the Anambra outside of the state can collectively turn their homeland into the new axis of prosperity. In addition to our civic duties and responsibilities as responsible citizens, I call on all of us to go the extra mile in volunteering our time and treasure to create the homeland of our dream. Everybody is important in this journey, and I need your help to succeed. We must all strive to die empty, to give our all in aid to God's creation. Each day, every Onye Anambra must ask him or herself, quote, what have I done today to make my home state livable and prosperous? It should be part of our daily devotion. There must be a purpose in God's, why God in his infinite wisdom decided to make you Onye Anambra. In my view, that must be to live it better than you met it. No one is too poor to give or do something for Anambra. If not you, who? If not now, when? As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, and as I close my eyes and visualize our future, I can see millions of Anambra holding hands and working hard for a glorious future. I see the skyscrapers along the banks of River Niger in Onitsha, Nnewi, Awka, Ikulobia, etc. I see a smart megacity with millions of happy and prosperous people. I see us exporting massively to the world, and the world coming to Anambra as the preferred destination to live, to work, to invest, learn, relax, and enjoy. Ndeby, history beckons. Seize this moment in the Anambra, and together, let us make it count. Anambra, the light of the nation, shines. God bless you all. God bless you.